CRJU 302 Policing. Just give you a quick tour of the course. The first place we're going to be is the homepage, and this should pop up when you come into class. Make sure you check the news features, and there's going to be really important announcements, and I'd check that a couple times a day if you can, just so that you don't miss stuff, because I will often come in there and give you good hints on written assignments and things. So make sure you take a peek at that. There's a link to the university library. You'll see a calendar that will be up, and then some support services for you if you need them, and you undoubtedly will. A lot of times people will ask tech questions that I don't have any concept on, and I'll have to refer you to tech support, and hopefully you can get those figured out. A dash cunning gentleman here. Okay, well, it's the dog's dash cunning. This is just me. You can get a hold of me. Best way to do that is through the email. I'm not in my office much, and so you'd be much better off just doing that. Across the top of the banner, you have the homepage here, a content page, which we'll go to in a second, links to Dropbox, the different quizzes, grades and discussions. So when you're working through these, you may go from these links to get in right away, or you can just go to the content page. Now, content page has been giving me some trouble loading, so we'll have just a couple minutes to, or a few seconds hopefully, to just chat before we get into the homepage, or to the course content. You have a course schedule, which will pull stuff off of what I have inputted to look at. The syllabus, make sure you read the syllabus now and get a good handle on it, especially the stuff about the exams and written assignments and discussion boards. Next is course calendar. That'll tell you what days things are due and when you need to be on top of stuff for submission. And if we have a conflict between the course calendar and the syllabus will control, unless I make an announcement in the Student Lounge. Student Lounge is a place for you to go in as a discussion board type of a setup, and you'll hit this link here. It'll take you to the discussion board. You can then post your questions. I like the 3 before me rule, just because it saves me time in having to answer the same question over and over on individual emails. First off is check the syllabus. If you have a question, check the syllabus. The next thing to do would be to take a look at Student Lounge. Student Lounge is often a good place to go. Third place is announcements. Oftentimes somebody will bring an issue up. I'll answer it in a general announcement type of a deal. And my experience with these online courses is there's always going to be something, no matter how hard you plan, how much time you put into it, there will always be something that the number, the date is messed up, is it a different time, or something's wrong there. So kind of expect that to happen. Then from Student Lounge, we have each of the weeks. And the week opens up on the Monday of that week. So the week 1 you're in now, make sure you post just a brief bio. Let me know who you are, what you kind of bring to the table, and I'll have a little introduction from me too on there, so that you can see my background and what my strengths and also it should give you some insight as to what my weaknesses are in the course. Week 2 is when you click on week 2, you get this page, which gives you student learning outcomes, and then also the first thing is a checklist. The checklist will tell you what your assignments are, what things you need to do. First, you need to read chapter 1. Second, there will be a brief PowerPoint. This week is actually pretty brief. And this PowerPoint does not repeat the book. So make sure that you look at these individually and don't expect to see me go from page 1 of the book and talk about linkage blindness to page 35 or whatever the end of it is and talk about levels of law enforcement. This is a little bit different than that. Then the next thing you have is a short video. Each week there'll be a short video. Next you'll have either a written assignment or a discussion board. And this will vary from course to course. By that I mean from the different sections. So this particular section, which is section 3 I believe, has a written assignment on social control. The second section 4, will have a discussion board on the rule of law. So you'll have some things to do, things to complete. The written assignments, couple of quick hints. First off, APA format. Second off, don't use the textbook as a resource. You will actually lose points if you do that. I want you to learn how to research. I want you to learn how to find information. What you're trying to do is you're trying to build an argument in the written papers. I want you to think about social control and the idea of why do we have so many laws if there was a successful system of informal social control? How much has informal social control broken down? I mean, some discussions beyond that. If you answer the prompt and you get everything the prompt wants, you will end up with a C grade. Don't expect any higher than that. And then it will go down from there based on grammar and your citation form and those kind of things. So all of these things are really important to do. And some of you coming into the course, aren't strong writers, don't like to write, don't like to read. So for this major, this is a good start for you to start thinking about those things. On the discussion board side, when you have a discussion board for this course, it would be week 3. And you'll have an origins of policing discussion board talking about Peele's principles. And as you do the discussion boards, first off, make sure you support your opinion. Don't write, I think Peele is really awesome. No, you need to provide resources and talk about Peele, answer the prompts, but with a well-supported argument. And then make sure that you list your resources at the bottom, either under a resource or a reference heading. And then cite your, cite within the discussion board. You'll have 1 primary and then 2 secondary posts. The initial post worth 10 points. It's due on Wednesday. And then go back in and respond to other posts. I'm going to get pretty picky about these on this. Make sure your follow-up post is supported and you actually talk about something that is relevant and is important. So, and by relevant and important, I mean that furthers a conversation and shows that you've done some thought. So, if the post says really good job on yours, I agree with everything you say, that's going to be a 0 points post. The next thing on this is each post must be on a different day. Your initial post and the follow-up posts. Here's some of the things that I see. Students will come in Saturday, sit down on their computer and go, oh man, it was a discussion board week, so I'll post my initial post, and then the other 2 posts because Super Bowl's next weekend or something. And then I go through it and I have 3 posts all on the same day. Well, each post must be on a different day. So your first post is late, it'll be a deduction for that. And then the other 2 posts are on the same day as the first post, so you won't get any points for those either. So make sure that you keep on it, which is probably the biggest thing that happens in these courses as people get behind. So that shows you where the content is. Week 5 is going to be, again, a checklist, PowerPoint, and a discussion, a video, and then, sorry about the clock, and an exam. Exams, 50 question multiple choice, or as we call it in law school, multi-guess, and a short essay. That will be available on Thursday through Sunday. Your study guide is available on Monday. So that should take care of that. I hope that I see everybody in class.